Okay, Harris, let's start.
Okay.
I'll try Vishnu. Okay. I'll try him.
Shall I start, Joe? Yeah, fine. So, good evening, everyone. This is Harris, connecting from Kalimpong. And we are revising two chapters which are very important for our growth and highly indispensable: the law of pain and the law of ladder. So, the law of pain, is it something like anybody can avoid in their life, or it is indispensable, irrespective of their position, power, money, wealth? Can anybody avoid pain? And what we can learn out of it? Can we get absorbed by it and get discouraged? Or can we learn something from it and move forward? And how can we use it? That is what the author is talking in the law of pain. Let me share my screen. So I hope my screen is visible. Let the session be a little more interactive. People can send emojis or they can speak.
Yes,
Yes, we can see.
Yeah. So every problem introduces a person to himself. So unless we have pain, we won't know who we are. We have seen great historical stories like people who have lived in luxuries. When they face problem, they run away. Especially in the movie The Last King in the Manchurian dynasty, he was brought up so nicely. When the problem comes, he runs away. So how great people are formed? Only through pain. It is not through even education, not through luxury, not through their position or status. Only pain brings them to a great success. So there is a quote which says, I have never known anyone who said, I love problems, but I have known many who admitted that their greatest gain comes from the middle of their pain. So the John C. Maxwell has a very nice way of writing every chapter, with starting with a small story. The story of Cheryl McGuinness. She had a lovely life. Husband is a pilot. He was caught up suddenly in the accident. Wife doesn't know. All of a sudden, she came to know that he was the co-pilot of the flight that hit the 9/11, and he died. Till such time, she never realized her potential. After that, she never even had the courage to face the public to give a talk. After that, she got up in her life and she faced life. And first time she had to give a talk in her husband's funeral. Then she never imagined that she will be kept on asked by people to give talk in many things. So she has become one of the greatest uh, talker. He gives nice speech and people call it to give speech. And he also says that till such time she was lazy, like she never realized her potential. Later on, she was able to manage her life, raising up a kid on her own, and even became a great public speaker. He wrote books, Rising from the Ashes. And she would have never realized her potential if she has not gone through the pain. What actually we know about bad experiences? People say, I love problems, but nobody will say I love problems, but many will say they have learned great gains only in the middle of their pain. So only the pain makes a person great. John C. Maxwell, the author, wants to say that if you do not experience pain in your life, there is no growth in your life. And success comes in life not in holding a good hand, but playing a poor hand well. So he also saw a quote somewhere. It says that when the going gets tough, he heard that the tough gets going, but he saw a quote somewhere which says when the going gets tough, time to take a nap. He says, what a shame it is. So many people fail in their life mainly because they want to take a nap. They want to avoid it. They don't want to face it. So in that process, they lose a very good opportunity of their growth potential. So pain is essential in everyone's life who wants to grow. Pain is not given to a person to subdue him. God will not give you what you cannot handle. So any kind of difficulty anybody faces, it is within our reach to handle. So we know that everyone has them, everyone has ups and downs, irrespective of people who are earning or not earning. We have a lot of money or not having money. Those who do not have money think that people who have got enough and more money are enjoying life. Not at all. In fact, they may be facing bigger challenges than the one who do not have money. But how they handle the challenges. So there was a nice quote in the book given by this John C. Maxwell says, expecting the world to treat you fairly just because you are a good person is a very, very wrong motive. He's comparing it with like expecting a bull not to charge you just because you are not vegetarian. So I'm a good person. I've not done any mistake in my life. So I have to face life. I should not have any problem. That justification is totally false. Whether you have done good or not good, you have to face difficulty. You have to be crushed through your life. And that's where your potential comes out. So the people who have grown in their life to a great level means that it goes without saying that they have been crushed more than the ones who have not grown. So nobody likes problems. And it's giving a very good example, like people like Academy Award winner like Dustin Hoffman and some of his companions, when they were not having enough of a job in their life, they were not even thinking of becoming big, but they were actually suffering even for hand-to-mouth living. So one was working in the post office, another one was actually working in a very small place, but they want to get into acting. So how to get selected? They don't even have the courage to face rejection. So they throw their pictures on the door of casting agents and knock the door and they run. So and finally, even though they don't want to face rejection, they want to face it. They want to apply for that. Finally, they got selected. They became one of the greatest Academy Award winners. So actually, the author says like few people make bad experiences positive experiences. So many people, when bad experiences come in their life, it is not to crush them, rather than it's an opportunity to lift them up. Only when they don't have the courage to face or just run away from that, they're losing their opportunity. if you face what comes on, what you have to face, then we won't know how to handle, but somehow we'll have the courage to handle. And the author actually have a lot of painful, which lists a lot of his experiences. Few of them are pain of inexperience, pain of bad health, pain of disappointment. To quote the few, pain of inexperience is like he was not a good orator or communicator or giver of talk in the beginning. So he has given, though he was a topper in the class, so he was able to give good talks, but he had very poor experience. So in that process, he felt that he's not capable because of his experience, but because of his patience and patiently going through everything, he has noted that the pain of inexperience and his willingness to learn has made him great. And regarding the pain of bad health, he had a stroke. Prior to that stroke, he never thought of taking care of his health. So once he experienced it, he started exercising and organizing his time, allocating specifically for his health, and he improved. So I think all of us need to have this pain file, which will help us to reflect later on in our life, to go back and see how much we have improved. The pain of disappointment says he adopted a son, a child, and finally the child passed away. He had a very big disappointment, but he never stopped that. He adopted another one, and he was very happy with that, and he made him a great person. So he has got a lot of things in his pain file, like pain of conflict, pain of change, pain of hard decisions, financial loss, relationship losses. So he's having a file which has listed all his pains. What we normally do, like we never want to see, even look at the pain that we have encountered earlier. That maybe because we don't take it, oh, pain comes and pain goes. But we need to record everything. Like the author says, it's a good example when we go through the book, how meticulously he has written everything so that he will grow. So that's why he has mentioned this pain as one of the laws of growth. So wanting everyone to be happy and making tough decisions for incompatible tasks, he says. Like he says, a good leadership is disappointing people at a rate they can stand. So if you want to be a good leader, sometimes it's necessary to disappoint people, not to the extent of discouraging them fully, but knowing that they will be able to stand and they will come up. You can do it. So also is let my discomfort be a catalyst for my development. So we need to embrace pain. Pain is a very good thing for our growth. If we hate pain or if we ignore pain, there is no growth at all. So if you want to grow, we need to face it, because we do not know how the pain will come. Life doesn't ask us. You might plug all other ways how I should avoid pain, but somehow it will come. We have to face it. So how to turn pain for our good? The first one is to choose a positive life stance. So what is life stance? There is a set of attitudes and assumptions and expectations people hold about themselves. They feel that I won't have any health problem. I'll be perfectly all right. I will not have any financial difficulty because I have taken care of everything. So we might be thinking we are okay, but definitely sometimes when it crops up, how we are taking that, how we are able to handle it. This life is filled with good and bad. Some of the good and bad I cannot control. So most of the good and bad in our life that happens that we cannot control. It will control us. Somehow somehow the good and bad will find me. So I have positive life stance. If I have positive life stance, I can change whatever happens. I can change the bad to good and I'll become better. If I have negative life stance, the good and bad will become worse. So what is your option? What will you choose? Will choose a positive life stance or negative life stance? If you do not take anything proactively or voluntarily, if you take it passively, definitely will slip to the negative life stance. So we need to be very active, especially at the time of distress or trouble or pain. And most of the time we feel like sleeping or doing away with. But if you face life the way it has to be, if you meet it full and square, then definitely we'll be able to come out. We may not come out at the first instance, but all we need to do is be active and face it and be patient, and we'll be able to turn that to our advantage. Secondly, it talks about embrace and develop your creativity during the difficult times. He's giving few examples, like farmer, he's telling like who was having a chicken house, like it used to be flooded every season. One time it was completely flooded. He thought he won't be able to manage the chicken house. He has to close off everything and go. So he was depressed completely. He didn't know what to do. So he was talking to his wife. She gave a wonderful example. Why can't you convert the chicken into ducks? So when it's completely flooded, it is drowned. Ducks cannot be drowned, it will survive. So that is a creative way to handle his losses. So if he thinks that I can't do it, now everything is into loss. 3-4 years, I'm experiencing the same thing. This year, it is much worse. Meaning which are giving into only the negative side. So our mind will not work, even though there is a way out in the positive side. So we have to be very creative. Even during the worst situations, there will definitely be an option. It all depends on how we think. So he was telling another example. He was allowed to write a commentary by a friend, Lloyd, a series of 21 books from the Old Testament. He was not good at it. He tried, but he could not. So many times he asked his friend, please relieve me from this responsibility, but he never allowed him. Keep writing. So after many attempts, he said he composed something. Every time he fails, he's learning something. He has done wonderful work and it has been appreciated. It is in his cupboard. So creativity sometimes might not knock you in the first instance itself, but repeated trying to overcome all your difficulty definitely has to have a way out through creativity. Then the third thing he says, embrace the value of bad experience. Say, he's telling, embracing the value of bad experience, is telling about John F. Kennedy. When he was asked by someone like how he became a war hero, he was wittingly told someone sunk my boat. That's how he became a war hero. Meaning like he didn't take it on his own, but it happened to him that someone sunk his boat. So he has to face it, he faced it. And that's how he became a war hero. So life's difficulties sometimes will make us, put us down with unexpected problems, but how we handle it, if you're handling well, then it will easy for us to remember later point of time, I have handled it so well, and you will be happily remembering it. But if you are not able to handle it, You will brood over it, even if you think of your past. Oh my God, I have done this. It has pushed me down. But no problem is given to us to discourage us. It is given to us to climb one more step in our life, to learn many things. So the next one, he says, like, make good changes after learning from bad experiences. So every experience, when it is bad experience, if you're not willing to learn or note down something, what makes me to learn from it, if you have not analyzed it and learned from it, then it is of no use at all. So we need to learn from it, and we have to make it in such a way that we will be able to handle it next time. He is talking about his health. He got a very bad experience in his health. He never thought that it will happen to him, but after that he learned, he took care of his health. He did exercise, specifically giving time for that. So he learned it. So he won't be facing the same problem again. In fact, he would enjoy his health much more than how he was before. So most people don't think their way to positive change. Maybe we want to escape when problem comes. So changing behavior is less a matter of giving people analysis to influence their thoughts than helping them to see the truth to influence their feelings. So they both thinking and feelings are essential. Both are found in successful organizations. The heart of change is in the emotions, he's telling. So another one athlete like Diana Nads, she's telling, like, I don't mind going through difficult times if it is making me to a different level. So every one of us, if we have that attitude, willing to embrace temporary discomfort for the purpose of achieving a greater heights, then painful moment will be a pleasant one, because through pain only we were able to come up in our life. Then finally, we need to take responsibility for our life. If something happens to us, if we feel that, oh, this has happened, I have the worst experience of all the people, and compare that with what happened to me is pretty bad, but others are still worse. Others are experiencing worse than me. So that will make you feel happier. Actually, I have escaped. So also he's telling, like, no pain, no palm, no thorns, no throne, no gall, no glory, no cross, no crown. So if you want to have palm and throne and glory and crown, it will not directly come to us. We need to embrace pain. We need to take responsibility, because everybody's pain comes in a different way. Life doesn't ask you, you're going to face pain on such and such day, it will happen to us. And we are also equipped in our mind to handle it very effectively and positively. And that is possible only when we face it using our creative mind, and how we able to face it without fear and learn from it positively and go forward. It will take us to great heights. So pain is essential. It is not something that it is not required. So this is about the law of pain. So after reading this book, I felt that what I have pain in my life is something to teach me that is going to take me to a next level altogether. So what is that it is happening to me, and I'm becoming much stronger, better person to take my life to a different level. So this is all about the law of pain. So I think we have many questions.
Yeah, Harris, I think we'll take a break. We'll discuss law of pain and maybe law of ladder. You can take it next week.
Okay, okay.
But I think you have given us a PhD. See, people who have read the book, they'll find these sessions very interesting because he has gone into depth. He has not only gone into depth, he has thought about his own life and connected, right? But people have not read this, will all look black and white for them. Anyway, anyone has any questions? I think Sajjan asked a question. A lot of pains listed, but that are the author's pains. We will have our own, right? So I hope I have answered that question, Sajjan. Anyone else? You know why this chapter is important, especially in the context of our business? Tell me, yeah, Nitin, go ahead.
Pain of rejection.
Pain of rejection, yes. What happens due to pain of rejection? What do people do usually?
They quit.
They start avoiding it.
They quit. That's what
The
happens.
best
See,
best example is DTMs. Because in DTMs, people face rejections left, right, center. They stop doing DTM.
and they sooner or later they leave the business also, no? Or they're not getting leads. That's also a pain. Not getting leads is a pain. Fighting for a goal and not achieving that is a pain, right? See, this opportunity is such that usually businesses, you have all these pains, and on top of it, there's a pain of loss also, right? Huge losses, right? Where uh, I mean, I don't have to tell you, there are people who even commit suicide because they start a business, huge loans, their houses are under debt. And I can totally understand such people leaving businesses because it's not working out for them. Their entire life was dedicated for those businesses. Even then, most people don't. They figure it out. If you have seen, used to share a lot of small reels in JP Koran channel, right? Where Instagrammer will go and interview a very successful person. He's driving a good car. It's actually there in abroad also. I forgot that person's name. And this guy is duplicating that in India. He goes and asks all these people who are driving very good cars, how did they make their money or what do they do? And by default, you won't find someone saying, I'm working in some company. Yeah, they're all owning those companies. But one thing you hear from all of them is at some point of time, they were all bankrupt. But they didn't leave. They still fought from there. They all had that pain. In our business, there's nothing called bankruptcy, right? There's no money. There's no way you will run out of money to run this business. Impossible. But being in this opportunity for many years, you won't believe it. Every year, I think I was telling Pooja recently, we sign up people, right? Left, right, and center, we sign up people. And every year, there's an annual sales criteria. That means in that 1 year, if you and your clients don't buy 10,000 rupees, and usually we recommend all of us to buy from our own account, right? With a PC account. So that means you yourself has not even bought for 10,000 in an entire year. Their ID will go. And trust me, out of 100 people that we sign up every year, more than 90% is like that. How do they expect to succeed if they have not even tried those products for themselves for 10,000 rupees for the entire year? They quit much earlier. That annual sales criteria and all is just a bahana. They quit in the first or second week itself, without even understanding the. In fact, they wouldn't even know what a pre-consultation is, consultation, or how to do DTM before. Even before all that, they would have left the opportunity because of same thing, pain. Someone would have told them something, the pain they can't act.
So I also wanted to add this that there are different ways people handle pain. I think that is discussed very well by Harris today. And that also matters how we handle the pain that we receive because it is all coming for a reason. Some people choose to deflect it, no? They don't let them touch it. Some people experience it so much they get involved and it changes their life. Right? Some people learn and grow from it. What I have understood is all these pains that come, this path is always available for us. It may be small pain, okay? It may be major pains like a loss of a person or a loss of something big like Joe said, business. We can dwell in that pain, we can marinate in it, and we can, it happens to a lot of people, right? They are not able to overcome that. Because I always found that our brain loves to, take that path where people perceive us as a lot of pain. Or we can take that path and use this experience to grow from. So, how we handle pain is very, very important. I think Nitin and everybody brought it up. We do face pain in our life, whether it is this business or not, definitely. But the more pain we face, it's all experience to grow. That's why leaders you see, right? Why do we sit smilingly? It's not that we don't feel pain. It's just that when you experience it many, many times, your skin becomes a little more, tough.
Anyone else? Any comments? Any experiences? All teenagers
Pain
will
of
have some.
pain of
But
pain of traveling to the cities, different cities to build business. Many people want to stay at their own city. Local is also some people are not going. But at least if somebody wants to travel to different cities, they say, "Oh, will there be any use? But we'll have I lost the money of tickets and all that." So that's another pain that many people avoid.
yeah, pain of traveling. Don't ask me. So I was in Chennai yesterday and I missed my train back to Kochi. And then I had to figure out a bus late night. Oh, it was fun. Again, nice experience. And in 2 days, I'm again traveling to Delhi. But it'll be good. I'm sure it will be good meeting everyone. So next week we'll have the law of the ladder. Harris, you yourself can take it anyway. You're prepared it.
Yeah.
And couple of things, guys. Anyone here who has not completed their FSSA, please do if you have not. Arjun, please do. I think today is the last day, no?
Yeah, getting. I will help my
Yeah.
team also.
Yeah, finish it off today, no?
Complete. I've completed. I got the certificate.
Sajjan
Sajjan,
will
you did?
I think yesterday I tried. So there
Five.
was one document.
Correct. It's very
and
easy.
Step
Yeah,
by
yeah.
step it is written.
Good. Sure.
Yesterday, even Nitin and Srirashmi also did it. Do the Tatkal process. Please
Yeah,
don't do the
Tatkal
normal.
process only. So immediately I got the certificate.
Correct.
I think there's a video shared by Bapu also. He has shared a good video.
Yes. There's a PPT, PDF also. And you uploaded that in the
Yeah.
website also, no?
Yeah,
correct.
and it also acknowledged that now you can resell the product.
Please, everyone, please do it. The last thing we want is we get a closure and you can't order. That should not happen. I think the date was 9th, so tomorrow onwards they might restrict. I don't know. I have not got any official thing after that. They might extend, but I would say finish it off. Thursday we will have the growth meet. I will be taking from hotel in Delhi. I hope there will be good Wi-Fi. But anyway, Priya will be here, so we will have a good Thursday meet. And people who are fighting for 9%. Every single day matters. Every single thing matters. Right? It's not just the HWL closure. Right? You already have clients. See how you can get more leads from them. The best way to get leads, good quality leads, is when your current client posts something and tags you. Need not be a before after. The moment we think of only before after, it becomes difficult. It can be anything. If you're there near your place, just like Arjun said, go to their home and take a photo and post it. Right? Their friends will ask, hey, who is this? For example, Arjun stands with Sajjan and Priyamada and takes a photo, and Priyamada tags Arjun. People will ask Priyamada, why, who is this Arjun? That's how you get leads. More than getting your own people reaching out to you, especially if you have been in this opportunity for some time, it's not possible for new people who knows you to reach out to you. You have to get into your clients' networks. Okay. Other thing, if you are showing this opportunity to others, get your new people to share so that they also make some money. Right? Even that also adds up to your PV. So when you say 9%, please note that it is not 9% that you have to generate. You and your team has to generate. So if you have someone in your team fighting for 9%, it becomes easier for you. You just need to generate 400 on the side. So showing this opportunity to others and getting them to post also will give you leads. Okay. Think about all that. Second, Eagle. I know Arjun is fighting for Eagle. Same thing. Understand the Eagle parameters and get maximum people to 9% if you're fighting for Eagle. That's the best way. If you can get your 6 lakhs to 9%, automatically you are Eagle. Okay. So do whatever is necessary. From our perspective also, these months are extremely crucial. So the way every year MVET changes the rules for the trip qualifications, right? So this year the rule is our entire PV counts. Entire PV, right? So every single PV happening in every single team is extremely crucial for us. We are on track, but we have to continue the momentum that we had every other month. So everyone, in August, obviously there will be a small dip because of a 9% leadership. We'll all be traveling. One more thing, people have qualified. I hope you book tickets. Harris, Pooja, please book your tickets.
Yeah.
Because last minute booking tickets and all will be difficult. I hope you know the date and everything now. Very clear. And if you're coming one day early, do let us know in Bangalore. We can figure out an Airbnb and stay together and all. We can have fun. So Harris, please talk to Nirjana and plan it out.
Yeah, sure.
Arjun, your
Yeah.
team is mostly in Bangalore, so not a big issue. Mokshada, you are in Bangalore. Many of you are in Bangalore, so it's easy for you guys. Nitin, Sri Rashmi, they are coming from Kannur, so it's not as big a trouble. A train or even a drive will do, car drive will do. Okay. Great, guys. We'll catch up on Thursday.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Harris.
Thank you.